Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. It's the daily news at 2. This is probably going to not post till 2:30. Sometimes, I kind of fall down with that. I do what I can, though. I thought the Showdown video would be more important to get out first. So if you didn't see it, go watch it. Showdown video, how to get your damage task done super easy with Aleister Black. Also really showing how hype works in Showdown, which should make your Showdown experience a heck of a lot easier. A little bit longer video, but I think it'll be worth your time. So I want to start off with, for sure, make sure you're claiming your daily Blitz ticket. Um, you can do them all at the end. I would recommend doing them each day as it doesn't take long. But this is how you're getting your faction points for the week long. Make sure you claim those every day for this initial faction contest, right? Don't forget to claim your free daily bag and stuff. So there's a showdown task going on, very important. Lots of Julia shards in it. So yeah, I haven't started on the free to play, but it's going to be difficult for me. I don't have Aleister Black. Damage tasks with Seth aren't going to happen on this account. I don't have a high Seth. I don't have El Grande. I don't have Rex Regum. So really, there's only one task that I have a shot at doing, and that's Legend Era. And I don't know if I even have a good damage dealing Legend Era. So this is what I mean where like Showdown is very difficult on a new account, right? Like I have Steamboat and he's like 5-star gold for Legend, and I think that's my best. Probably he's 6-star bronze, but he can hit for about 2 million is all. It's possible 5-star Santa is my highest damage legend, right? So yeah, Steamboat is my best. I can do about 2 million a cycle. So the Showdown is very hard for him. But yeah, there's Showdown Live, which is the important thing today. Let's look at the tours first. Of course, daily speed tour. Again, make sure you're doing this daily. You also have 24 hours on the Aleister Black tour. Again, a lot of you won't be able to do it, including me. If you can do it, obviously, go do it, right? Just do it, man. What are you doing? So I made a video on how to win with him at 5-star. Very different than how I would run him at 6-star. At 5-star, you don't have the life to survive against the high-level opponents, so you're just trying to cheese with the botch. At 6-star, to absolutely use the bleed. Just throwing that out there. So there's that. I don't think there's anything else expiring. There's a ton of tours right now going on because it's week 1 of an MLC. So yeah, there's a lot of tours to do. So just go ahead and start getting some of your tours done as you can, just to make it easier. But these are the 2 big ones expiring today. So make sure you get your speed tour done, because you're going to need those hype currency, right? And then if you have Aleister Black, get the Dark Evil tour done. Doing some of your other tours, you may get enough Armory currency to unlock Aleister Black. Let's take a look and see how much you need. It's typically a big struggle for me on the free-to-play. You have to get 55,000, which is 12 points per getting and spending. So if you spend them all, it's 56,000 divided by 12, which is about 4,600 currency, which doesn't sound like a lot of Armory currency, but when you can't do and don't have a lot of the CSS, it's pretty hard, because this was the big place you can get it, and I can get 5,000 points of damage. That's it. And I will try to do that, but with 5,000 points of damage, let's see, how many milestones does that get us? I'm curious now. So 1,500 there, and then we can get this one. So I can get 3,000, and maybe there's some tours I can do. I'll have to check it out to get the rest. Obviously, the preview and stuff I'm behind, but it is not necessarily easy on a small account like this to do it. So try and get as many tours as you can done to achieve that. Well, it's the news. I do want to call something out this month. I can't on this one, but on if your solo contest right here for the MLC, if you're in a higher league than me, I'm not sure what league it starts, but like Mherex, if he maxes the solo MLC, he gets Rusev at 6-star silver. So and it was the same way last month with Hall of Fame Lex. So what I did was I saved enough currency in tokens, which I think is 7,500. Don't quote me on that. Look it up on the blog or the information sheet somewhere. It might be more like 8,000. Someone in the comments can say. And I didn't spend any tokens because I knew I would get there, and I saved that many in reserve. So when I got them silver, I'd be able to get them gold. So I have a gold Hall of Fame Lex with tokens that I didn't have to use any special tokens for. So that's just a quick piece of advice there. I'll probably go over the prize wall month long in Armory because there's some really good stuff there in a separate video. So yeah, that's kind of the big stuff for tours. As far as the events go, like I said, the Showdown going on, Aleister Black is the big one, and then like Seth and the Legend era. After that, you may have trouble having the CSS. It is what it is. I'm assuming we'll get more tasks tomorrow that aren't Showdown based because it's 2 days on that, and it's only 1 day on the Showdown. Not a bracketed Showdown, so nothing really to play for in my opinion. In fact, I do want to talk about that, right? I see people that think it's a really good idea, so for some reason, to spend on energy in this. Right now, these people, I'm sure, have bought energy. There's no way you could be this high without it. And even if you're first, so there is some Julia shards, right? So if you finish top 3, you get a decent chunk of Julia shards, you know, but it just depends how much money it's worth it for you to get that many Julia shards. Honestly, if you're the kind of person spending to get up in these top 3 in this event, you're going to get Julia anyway, so you don't need these shards, right? You're just, maybe you want her sooner. But like for the average player, you're going to get what? Somewhere between, instead of 15 shards, you might get 40. I mean, that's not, those 35 shards aren't make or break and certainly not worth spending on. And then you're going to get what? A couple thousand, 2,000 extra currency from buying energy when you should just buy energy or buy the currency. The Armory currency is way cheaper just to buy, and wait till the end of the MLC because usually they have a pack with pulls in it for the same price. Like it's 25,000 Armory currency for 20 bucks. So why would you buy Showdown energy ever to try and win Armory currency when it's just way more efficient to just buy the Armory currency? That's what I'm saying, right? Like, what's the point of this? Just buy the Armory currency. Don't buy the energy. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents. So in this particular one, I actually, let's look at the offer review. So SPF 30, 15 pulls. If you were going to do the pulls, okay, you get a plate on top of it. If you like a sub plate that does 50% extra damage, which isn't much, honestly, this plate isn't even kind of worth $30. So, but they only take this if you're going to do the pulls. SPF 100. I mean, really, these plates have been relatively inexpensive on prize walls, and this is a specific color for $100. Not even kind of worth it, right? But if you were going to do the pulls anyway, you might as well get the plate, I guess. These do at least feed a contest. This seems way better to me, though. If you don't have El Grande and you were going to do pulls, you get the 90 shards there, for example. So those seem better to me personally. I'm not saying they're great. This, honestly, seems pretty decent on a newer account, right? 2 6-star bronzes, shards for him. Good trainer on Pat Patterson. Albano, I don't think so much, but I can't remember right off. So there's that. These ones are nothing really special, right? Although I do want to mention, if you're going to spend for milestones, this is kind of unfortunate because you won't really know for sure where you're going to get. But if you are going to spend for milestones, right? It's 110,000 for the final one, which is a lot. There's a random plate, which I hate. So I don't like pushing for this milestone, right? This one, whatever, it's not worth it. This one, 3,000. Again, 3,000 Armory. Guys, here, let's do some simple math. 7,000. Let's look at all of the bonus milestones, for example, and see how much Armory currency there is. This is just kind of to put some common sense and logic into this for people, right? So far, no bonus Armory currency. You got to go a long freaking... So there's 2,000. Was that this milestone? Nope. Okay. And 2,500. Which I believe is this one. And none there. None there. 3,000. None there. And then 4,500. In all the bonus milestone, there's 12,000 Armory currency. So if you're doing it for Armory currency, stop and think about it. That's $12 in Armory currency. When if you go here, and what's in those milestones that's great other than a random chest at the very end? Nothing, right? So I'm just trying to put these milestones in perspective and tell you, so free, what you get in this contest is great. Absolutely do it. You want to get to here. You want to get the Julia shards, worth your time, effort playing. So I want to be clear. I don't have any issues with the chests that are obtainable free, right? For what you can get free, I think it's a great event. I'm not saying this is a bad event. What I'm saying is the bonus milestones are hot garbage. And for a chance at a random plate, so let's say free-ish is 47,000. So let's say you need to make up 60K in points, right? A pull is worth 200, but the first 24 hours it's double, so it's worth 400. So if you take 60,000 points divided by 400, that's 150. It's 150 pulls, guys, which is like $300. So it just for example, if you wanted Armory currency, right? If you wanted, let's just kind of hypothetical this, right? So $300 for 12,000 Armory currency in a random plate. Is there $100 Armory currency right now? There is usually the last week. $100 is like 150,000 currency or something insane like that. But you can buy unlimited here. So $100 is 100,000 currency, right? So you could literally buy 300,000 Armory currency. Just for example, and the same of those pulls approximately, right? And that's if you're getting double pulls. If you do this tomorrow, it's way worse, right? And when you look at the Armory wall, 300,000, I mean, like, you're getting almost to the Julia gear. You know what I mean? Like 500 Penta shards, 500 EO shards. You know what I mean? Like, why on God's green earth would you do that? Why would you spend $300 to max this event? It's like stupid. So again, I want to clarify. The free-to-play portion of the event is good. The spend portion of the event is bad, and you're just throwing your money away, right? In my opinion. Like, why would you do that? So, if you see anyone at the top of the leaderboard, you can kind of laugh to yourself and be like, oh man, Mherex thinks that guy's dumb. No offense to anyone that is. Maybe it was worth it to you. I can't put a price on your I don't know how money works for you. But why? Random plate chance and for $300 is insane. Just spend $300 on a weekend and get a guaranteed plate off a prize wall that you can pick and get the card. I mean, really. All right, enough of that. So basically, I hate any and all offers to do with this event, right? Because it's not a good event to pull on because the bonus milestones aren't good. So I think this is terrible. I think this is terrible. I honestly think all these are terrible. This is fine because it actually gets you a card, right? These, why? Again, terrible in my opinion. This is just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. This is here for a specific reason. I don't like the pricing. I don't think this is even kind of worth it. I'll show you why. This is 10 pulls for 20. Again, I hate it for the one that's going on. These ones, whatever. They're all not good. These are just not good, right? They're bad offers. Armory, these, just do your speed tours. Hype isn't going to make that as big a difference at the start. Mega pull of hype for $25 to not get who you want anyway. You don't do it. And again, energy, there's literally no reason to buy this. If you start, you get 18 energy. It feels like you don't get enough energy to complete the task, but really most of you probably don't have the characters for the task. And if you do, like on Mherex, I started right away. If you start, you play before bed, you play when you wake up, and then you play before the end, you get 18 energy. And it's way more than enough to complete the task. So don't feel like you need to buy the energy to complete the task. So I actually think these are horrible priced because there's no reason for them, right? If you are going to buy the energy, though, if you're going to say, Mherex, I don't care, I'm doing what I want, then obviously the $20 is way better value than any of the other ones. Backstage pass, I think this is great. If you didn't get Lex up, you get him at 6-star silver. A bunch of Rusev heads, strap for Hall of Fame, right? Bags. I love this. You get pulls every day. For the weekly thing, I think it ends up being 7 or 8 pulls, maybe 10, somewhere in there. So I think this is actually a super good value. Backstage pass is one of the better values in these kind of areas. Starting packs, that's really up to you. I don't know your budget. You should have bought those day one, though, if you were going to do it. So we won't really talk about those per se. And these kickoff combos, again, right? Like these would have been much better day one when they were feeding the Rusev event. So now kind of not so much, right? And then just the standard pricing, always terrible. And right now those pulls aren't feeding anything, right? Again, hate these. Just do your stuff and let the chips fall where they may, in my opinion. So yeah, that's kind of the loot. And then now let's take a look at the actual loots. There's a bunch to go over. So the Sunburn Slam one, this is 55 pulls for $100, guaranteed 3 featured. You know, 55 pulls are usually the cheaper pulls, for lack of a better way of saying it. So typically they're not as good, but let's see what it looks like. 3 featured in here. These are all really good so far. Like, honestly, no issue until you start getting here, right? Like, you know, these have been much more available. Taker's still good, but much more available. Mood is awesome. Dusty, no. I mean, he can hit hard, but he's really power crept at this point. You have to do a lot of choosing. No, I mean, so old. I mean, my free-to-play has him free. Sammy, not really. Hall of Fame Foley, if you're a mark, yes, but that's it. Definitely no. Awesome. No. Awesome. Trainer, right? Solid. Actually, he might shock you. If you have really nice stuff, he can perform. No. And then more of shards of the same, right? This is not what I would call super stellar loot, and you're almost for sure picking up shards in the featured, right? And they're not huge quantities. Then you just move into these. It's kind of more of the same, but worse. I mean, Rick Steiner, Elias, this is not a good loot, right? Like, you probably have a lot of these. A lot of them are available pretty easy. There are some standout ones for sure in some of them, right? I'm not saying there's not good cards in here, because there are, but then you look at these shards. Braun Breaker ones are pretty nice, but it's pretty diluted. And then again, in regards to the Armory currency, you know, once you start doing mega pulls, unless you get lucky, you're probably just better off to buy the Armory currency if you end up wanting or needing it at the end of the month, right? And then into the comments, there's going to be a bunch of stuff that's really not super exciting, and a lot of not super exciting shards. I mean, honestly, this to me is the kind of the epitome of what a bad loot is, right? Like, even if you hit the best stuff in this loot, you're probably hitting shards in it, and of the best stuff, it's not the best featured pool, even of the best stuff. These 4 are definitely the best, and they're not bad at all. But yeah, I hate this loot. Wait for a better one. That's my advice. The kickoff loot is what it is. If you're going to pull on this, the time would have been yesterday. There is some good stuff in this featured. Obviously, EO, El Grande, Ray Phoenix. Even if I don't love Phoenix, you can hit hard with him in ways I'm not willing to play him, right? You can hit hard, slow. Muda's better to me. But his coach is amazing, so he's worth it for the coach. Bex is great, but if you're buying mega pulls, you probably got her, right? Jacob, great. Lyra, great. No, I don't care what anyone says no, but this is a way better, honestly, featured pool, to be honest, but you don't get featured in the guaranteed, right? You have a 1% chance on 40 pulls, so you're gonna, that's 1 in 100, so like 1 in 3 40 pulls, you might hit the featured, and then trying to get what you want, good luck. It's probably mostly going to be Black and Brett, to be honest. So keep that in mind, right? With that, mega rares, what you get, the guaranteed ones. Again, these are really nice mega rares, honestly, but it's going to be shards, right? Yeah, so if you're close on EO and you're close on Ray, you're probably going to get a combo of 3 shards of these two. Might be EO, might be Ray Phoenix, but that's most likely what you're getting from your megas. Move into the super rares, it's El Grande and Beck shards, so if you just missed El Grande, and you know, you just missed these, now it starts to get more attractive, right? So mostly for loots, it's pulling shards, but again, like I always say, you want to do it when it feeds an event, and this one doesn't. So this loot, actually, I don't feel like is terrible. Actually, I feel like it's pretty solid-ish, if with the caveat of you're chasing a specific character, and specifically you're chasing shards of that character, right? You know what I mean? These are not bad shards even in the comments, to be honest. So you could do way worse on a loot to pull, especially one, but it's not feeding anything right now. And there's a ton of them in here, though. So the odds of hitting the ones you need in the commons are not very good. So most likely you're going to walk away with like some combination of 150, if you did a mega, EO and Ray Phoenix shards. It could be all of one, all of the other, but that's some kind of combo. And then some random stuff, right? Random shards here and there. That's most likely what you're going to hit. But you know, you do get lucky too. But I do like this loot much better than the one above it, for example. But again, right now it's not feeding anything. I just wait for the weekend. You know what I mean? Also, hype loot, there's no reason to wait for a 30 over a 10. And why not do my hype pull on my free-to-play here for 10? Since there's no reason to wait. Let's see if we get anything helpful for the free-to-play. It cracks me up. He gets so many. My main account has this, and it's just so funny. EO, right? Like I get all the Cena, all the stuff I want on my main account, my free to play gets, and I don't have any of them. And then I get 100 honky tonk man for the one I do have. Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna use him anywhere, hype or no hype. It's just so funny how that works. That cracks me up. It's like the game knows, man. It's like it knows. So yeah, and we can also, so you got the Armory loot this month. Since it's up here, we'll kind of go over it. It looks like they cycled stuff into the gears, probably. Let's find out if we get some of the new gears in here for this month. Yep, Julia gear's in there, and McCool gear's in there. Awesome. So if you didn't take McCool gear on the prize wall, you can still get it here. It's nice it rolled into here, so I have at least one buddy that kind of wished he had taken it after the fact. Well, at least it's in the gear loot. So that's cool. They moved it in there. Beck's gear also in the gear loot this month. So that's pretty cool, right? So no problems with that. Is the pricing the same? I think it's the same, yeah. So that one looks good. Moment one. Let's see if they rolled any new moments into this. So superstars, I don't think they would. But let's see if any of the new moments rolled into it. Yep, this month's 2025 moments in there, which is awesome for Julia. Really, really good. Other people too. Naomi, Showboat Seth. Anyway, this is a very good looking moment. So that rolled in, and that's new. Did anything else? Those have been there. Those have been there. Those evolution moment also rolled in. So, and the Yokozuna's body slam. So yeah, actually that looks pretty good to me. With the moments too. Very happy with how they've been doing this Armory for the gear and the moments, to be honest. They keep rolling the new stuff in there. So props to Scopely on that. It's not staying like boring and old and yucky and gross and horrible, right? For the moments in the gears, they're cycling the new gears in there, which is good. Keeps it fresh and fun. And then titles, let's see if there's any new plates in here. Looks like the transfusion plates all moved in. Reinforced plates moved in. So that's cool. Visceral Visage is in there. It may have been, I can't remember. Ministry plates in there. Green Piper plates in there, along with the regular. We got the Royal Rumble all color Rainbow one, Wildcard one. Punk's Gauntlets have been in there. Yeah. Kamala plates in there. So yeah, really nice. Oh, Frankie the Parrot's in there. Again, good job on moving the plates in. These continue to stay refreshed and looking really nice. So again, I'm very pleased with how they're doing these, and a chance to get stuff you maybe haven't got or missed out on. So I kind of really like that. So that's cool. And I think that's kind of it for the news today. I think this has been long enough, 25 minutes of me rambling. Some days I'll do it on the free-to-play, some days on my main account. Just probably depends what I'm logged into when I record it. So let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed the news. Get that 24-hour stuff done. Showdown's not too bad. Go watch my video on it. It'll probably help you out. It'll definitely help me out if you watch my video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, because that does help me out. And thanks for watching, guys. Good luck out there. It is fun to be doing the news again. I'm really enjoying it. Sorry about missing yesterday, by the way. Just too much going on with the first day of the MLC, making all the preview videos.